Hi, everyone. This is Pradeep Padala, co-founder CEO of Fylamynt. Today, I have Varun with me, our rockstar engineer who's doing cloud engineering at Fylamynt. Today is the SysAdminDay. We're going to talk about system administration, ops, cloud engineering in general. We'll have Varun talk about his experience and what he has done in the past. Varun, maybe a good quick introduction about yourself to start with. Go ahead, Varun.
Hello all, happy SysAdminDay. I'm Varun. I'm a cloud engineer at Fylamynt. It's been 2 years since I joined Fylamynt. I manage Fylamynt SaaS platform operations and develop backend services for Fylamynt connectors. Before Fylamynt, I worked with Cisco Systems as a DevOps engineer, where I managed Cisco Jasper IoT Cloud. So Jasper IoT Cloud, that was a complex SaaS platform with over 150 million IoT devices. I developed infrastructure as code for deploying IoT applications to Amazon Cloud. Also developed runbooks to handle any application or infrastructure failures. Before Cisco, I worked with Hewlett-Packard Enterprise. So I was part of Hewlett-Packard Helion Cloud team. It's a private cloud solution from Hewlett-Packard. So I developed automation scripts to bootstrap Helion Cloud for customers. So I have experience with cloud operations, developing automation runbooks for infrastructure failures.
Yeah, thanks for the intro. And first of all, I want to actually appreciate all the work you're doing. I think sysadmins and ops engineers or cloud engineers are not as appreciated these days. It's a tough job for all of us who are working in ops and trying to figure out how to make our systems reliable, always up and running. So Varun, I'm going to ask you a few questions to just get your experience around how you have done ops in the past and some of the challenges you faced. To start with, tell us a little bit about some of the challenges you faced in production operations in the past.
Okay, so being an ops engineer, dealing with different platforms for highly scalable applications, it's really a challenging job. So we run into a challenge once in a month. So it's good. That's a big challenge for us. So while I was working at Cisco Jasper IoT, we had a production issue with message queuing. The messages in the queue has sensitive IoT information, which is related to device information of IoT devices. This has to be communicated between the services. At a peak scale, the queue gets filled with over 40 plus million messages. Our operations dashboard alerts us with the queuing threshold issue. Once my team receives the alert, we join for a call and then deploy additional consumer services to drain the queue. So after additional consumer services getting deployed, the queuing issue gets resolved in less than an hour. So this issue has occurred twice in the same month. So even though in the first time it was a whole ops team effort to bring back the queue to a normal threshold level, but this issue has occurred again in the same month, which involved the effort of the whole ops team. So later we developed a solution to remediate any future queuing issues with automation to identify queuing messages at a certain threshold and auto deploy consumer services. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's great.
Yeah.
In terms of the problem, why did this happen? Is it because there are more IoT devices coming on board? Is it because of the scale or other issues? Why did it happen?
So every week, the Cisco IoT platform gets onboarded with newer IoT devices. We add 1 or 2 million IoT devices every week. So it's a huge platform.
Large scale.
Yeah.
And so you guys resolved it, but what was the postmortem? What are the steps taken after the resolution?
Yeah, the postmortem is to involve the whole team effort. It used to take 1 hour to deploy additional services, additional consumer services, get approval from different teams and managers to deploy the services. So it used to take 1 or 2 hours to resolve the problem. So that's a lot of time handling the uh, handling at high scale for these IoT devices. So to reduce the time to react for any of these issues, we develop uh, automation to identify the queuing messages and then remediate quickly.
Yeah, automation is definitely very important in these kind of use cases where there is a large scale deployment and high growth as well. That makes a lot of sense, Varun. So what is your favorite automation tool, and what's your preference in automating some of these remediation runbooks?
Yeah, my favorite automation tool is Terraform. Since we deploy a lot of IoT services in AWS cloud, so Terraform helped us a lot to deploy the services and any infrastructure issues. We have a Terraform automation to quickly remediate the infrastructure issues. So I'd say Terraform.
Yeah, go ahead, Varun.
Yeah, we also use a bunch of in-house scripts developed by our team. We use a mix of Python and Ansible to bring out the applications on a deployed infrastructure.
So it's more of like Terraform for infrastructure automation and Python and Ansible for application automation. And
right,
that makes sense. So Varun, tell us a little bit about the production rollbacks. Is it even possible? Can you actually do Control Z on rollbacks? Tell us a little bit about how this might work in production. Can you even do it?
Yeah, that's a good question, Pradeep. So being an ops engineer, production rollbacks, we do production rollbacks once or twice in a month. So there are a lot of applications getting deployed to production, so which really causes downtime of the application or disrupt the application. So we need to identify the application quickly, the failing application quickly, and our production engineers quickly roll back using our automation scripts. So again, automation is the key here to quickly roll back any faulty application that's disrupting the production.
So Varun, let me wrap this up a little bit. This has been great. What advice would you give to people starting in ops, people who are interested in production engineering or more broadly cloud engineering? What advice would you give to an engineer starting afresh?
Yeah, so it's an exciting job, Pradeep, to handle complex systems, and it's also a hard job to maintain high availability across these systems. But it's also very rewarding and satisfying to maintain these large-scale SaaS platforms. So the first thing I would say is for any new engineers who want to who want to try cloud engineering or make cloud engineering as their career, is to learn automation. Automation is the key, Pradeep, here. So learn some scripting language. Also learn. Also get updated with any new automation tools in the industry. It's we always need the right tool to handle our production systems. So it's also it also helps to understand the architectural patterns and the anti-patterns.
Thanks a lot, Varun. This has been a great interview to chat with you. Thanks for all the stories about your past experience in ops and cloud engineering.
Thanks, Pradeep. Thanks for having me. It's my pleasure.